I'm Joaquin Jaime, back with you on HRTV. Coming up on Sunday, it's closing day at the Alameda County Fair in Pleasanton, and we're going to focus in on their late pick 4. That sequence will begin in race number 7, and then the feature on the closing day program will be race number 8. That is the Oak Tree Sprint. Race number 7 conditions, $4,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 lifetime, going 6 furlongs. Here's the ticket that I have put together, a $24 play with 1 single. Race number 7, I'm going to get some coverage, mostly because of what I just told you about the conditions. It's a 4-claimer, non-winners of 2 lifetime. Pretty hard for me to trust anybody in that spot. I'll use the 1 Absolute Honor in race number 7. Off the claim for Blaine Wright, finished second last out, defeated 3 lengths behind a runner that was your odds-on favorite for Jerry Hollendorfer that did go gate to wire and was taking a big drop coming over here from Southern California. I like the way that Absolute Honor did battle on to finish second on that afternoon on June 13th. I'll also use the 2 Mayday Maloney for Jose Bautista. It took 6 starts for this one to break the maiden, but if I just look at the last 3 sprint races, he's run pretty darn good, and he's been right there. He will make his first start on the dirt, but he's by Tanner's My Man, a son of Lord Carson, out of a Globalized mare as he looks for back-to-back wins. Also, in that 7th race, I will use the 5, One More at Wilson's. This is a horse that was away from the races for nearly 22 months, and he went off as your 5-2 favorite for an $8,000 maiden claiming price, going 5.5 furlongs on the 14th of June at Golden Gate, and he won by 4. I thought it was a pretty good win off a long layoff, and will be his first start on the dirt as well, and his first test facing winners. Just to his outside, the 6 is Call Collect with the Hall of Famer Russell Bays in the irons. Hey, speaking of long layoffs like the 5, Call Collect did the exact same thing. He's had his issues. He's a 7-year-old gelding, only going to the post for the 4th career start. He finished second that day, defeated 3/4 of a length behind your odds-on favorite for John Martin. He was grinding away, and he was off a very long layoff from July of 2013 to June 21st of this year. I'll look for some improvement for this one, trained by Clifford de Lima. 4 deep for me in race number 7. I thought that's a pretty tough race to start this sequence. The feature on the closing day program on Sunday at the Alameda County Fair will be race number 8. It is the $50,000 Oak Tree Sprint for 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. And we'll begin with the horse that won this race last year, and that is Streamside. He'll start from post position number 5. Juan Hernandez will be aboard for Sergio Ledesma. He's a horse that's very good. He's 12 for 26 lifetime. Hasn't been worse than second in 4 starts this year. He's a perfect 2 for 2 at Pleasanton. He's a very consistent runner, and I like the fact that he can go to the lead or he can sit just off. But there's a couple others I want to use in here as well. The 2 St. Prado, Russell Bays aboard for Jeff Bondi. He's away from the races from the Oceanside Stakes on the turf at Del Mar from July of 2013 to June 26th of this year. Like Streamside, he is also undefeated at Pleasanton. He is 2 for 2. If Bondi sees that this one's fit to go from a $20,000 claimer into an Oak Tree Sprint for Stakes Company, I'm going to follow Bondi's lead here as he looks for back-to-back wins. All Smear, the 7 horse in here for Pedro Torrero. He's in pretty sharp form right now as well. He's been first or second of 5 of 7 in 2015 for Doug Utley. I know he's 0 for 4 on the dirt, but I just think now he's a better horse. I'm going to give All Smear another shot in here as he looks for back-to-back wins. But no doubt that the horse to beat in here is Streamside for trainer Sergio Ledesma and Juan Hernandez. My single will come in race number 9. It's a $10,000 claiming event for 3-year-olds and up, going 1.25 miles on the main track. I could have easily went all in this spot. 1, because it's 1.25 miles. 2, you have a field of 6, and they're all exiting turf races. I was either going to go all or I was going to single. Ultimately, what I decided to do was just single. And the horse I do that with is the 5, Outdoorsman Gene. Second start off a layoff for Billy Morey. He was not eligible to be claimed last out off about a 7-month layoff, returning on the 14th of June. That was going a mile on the turf course. Sort of an even effort that day at odds of 4-1 behind Dr. Williams, who's also in this field, and he'll start from the rail. The thing with Outdoorsman's Gene is he has won at a 1.25 miles on the dirt before. He has proven at this distance. He has proven on the dirt. And I like the fact that one of those wins at a 1.25 miles came second start off a layoff right here at Oak Tree at Pleasanton on the 29th of June of last year. Now Bays gets back in the irons. Outdoorsman Gene will be my single in this pick 4 sequence in race number 9. Race number 10 is where I'm going to get some coverage once again. Conditions, $8,000 maiden claimers for 3-year-olds and up, going 5.5 furlongs. 4 deep for me with the 1, 5, 7, and the 9. Celestial Image down on the rail. Second start off a 10-month layoff for Steve Miotti. Finished second, defeated 3 lengths last out behind Chutney, who is your 3-2 post-time favorite, making the first start in the barn for John Martin, but he was 2.25 clear of the third-place finisher, and I thought that one stayed on okay. Now shortens up the bit to 5.5. The 5-horse, Neville, for Kings River Ranch and Eric Kruljack, debuted for $20,000 maiden claimers at Santa Anita on the 12th of June. Took no money, was 31-1. The comment in the racing forum says reared at the start and was off slowly. It was an awful break, absolutely horrendous. He had absolutely no shot after missing the break. Now goes from 20 into maiden 8. I'm going to look at the 5-horse in here as almost a first-time starter for Eric Kruljack. There's not a whole lot of competition in this 10th race. Obviously, that's going to come with the nature of an $8,000 maiden claimer. I like the fact that he had trouble at the gate, but at least he comes back with a gate work for Eric Kruljack. He won't have to be much in here. If he just improves slightly, I think he could be a contender at a price. I'll also use the 7 in here as well. First start off the claim for Blaine Wright. It's his first start on the dirt. He finished second, beaten 3 lengths behind Inner City last out on the 7th of June. I was on that race. He finished second behind your 9-5 favorite, who was taking a huge drop in class for Bob Hess, coming in from a maiden 40 in his prior effort in Southern California. Goes to the 19-year-old jockey in Ricardo Gonzalez, getting back aboard off the claim for Blaine Wright. I go to the 7 in here. Last one I'll use towards the outside will be the 9 in Pine River for Silvio Amador. Takes a drop down in class for Clifford DeLima, being reported as a gelding for the first time. It's his first start on the dirt. He's cutting back in distance, but this is really the first time that Pine River is going to be in a realistic spot. I like the fact that he drops him and goes to one of his go-to guys for DeLima, and that being Silvio Amador. They're 30% when they team up over the past couple years. So 4 deep for me in race number 7, and then 4 deep for me in race number 10. $24 ticket in that late pick 4 on closing day at Oak Tree at Pleasanton, with the feature race coming in that 8th race and the $50,000 Oak Tree Sprint. And also, if you play that late pick 4 on closing day at Oak Tree at Pleasanton, you can take part in our $2,000 Hit It and Split It promotion. Hit the late pick 4 and win a share of $2,000. You'll find all those remaining details at TVG, PA Bets, and 4NJBets.com.